Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And apparently, they're not going to have a Snow White premiere in the UK because they're afraid of anti-woke backlash.
In the UK?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do anti-woke stuff in the UK, I thought.
Yeah.
Look, it's not anti-woke to say this movie looks like butt. It really isn't.
Butt?
Yeah, well, we're early in the
Anus?
video, and you tell me I'm not allowed to use swear words this early in the video. So
Poop
it
shoot?
looks like crap, and it has nothing to do with, you know, they're gonna say, oh, because she's not white. Well, yeah, a lot of people are mad about that, but it has more to do with the fact that this woman will not shut her damn mouth and keeps going on about saying really stupid, polarizing things, and then the dwarves look terrible. I mean, you take your pick for reasons to hate on this. There's a million reasons.
So I'm sitting here thinking, like, this is the UK, right? This is the UK where you can literally be arrested for saying mean things on Facebook, and they're worried that they're going to have a bunch of, like, alt-right Nazis show up at the Snow... Like, they think there's going to be a KKK rally at the Snow White premiere?
This is called bullshit. That's what this is called. This is called smoke and mirrors are trying to already boogeyman, straw man argument, that it's going to fail because of the woke people. No, it's going to fail because it's ass.
They're hiding it. They're hiding it. This is the UK. They will come to your house and arrest you if you say mean things on Facebook. So if you show up in full anti-woke attire in the UK at the Snow White Princess movie hoedown, they will probably arrest you. I mean, come on. Let's talk.
This just sounds to me like they're just trying to cancel it because they know it wasn't going to work out, and it was going to be the train wreck, and it was going to look bad for them. So they're canceling it.
So let's talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to Substack, clownfishtv.substack.com. Make sure you sign up for notifications because you probably won't get them on YouTube. That's just the way YouTube works now. So I want you guys to make sure you get notified of our new videos. Yeah, we've been talking a lot about Snow White. I know it makes some people very, very angry for some reason, but Disney must be paying attention. They're paying attention to this because, they're not even going to have a premiere for it in the UK. That's crazy.
They're going to blame, but they're blaming on anti-woke backlash.
Anti-woke backlash.
Doubt it. Not in the UK. And there's a lot of backlash, and they're already trying to blame everything people hate about this is because it's anti-woke. It's like, and they're going to say because she's not white. It's like, no, honestly, that's like the smallest complaint I've heard about this. Some people are mad about it, and I mean, a lot of people that aren't white were like, if you're going to have one princess, you don't race swap. It's literally Snow White. But most people are mad about a plethora of things that have nothing to do with her not being white enough.
Hi ho, hi ho. This comes from MovieWeb. Hi ho, there will be nowhere to go for at least one major premiere of Snow White because Disney has reportedly decided against rolling out the red carpet for the controversial adaptation. Fears of anti-woke backlash have apparently prompted the studio to reduce its media schedule, which stars Rachel Zegler as the leading princess. The stripped-back strategy is said to include canceling the usual star-studded shindig that allows movies to have their moment in spotlight.
That's what do they care about that? That's what do they care about? They're going to cancel it over because some people might be mad. And what backlash are you going to have? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why would you cancel that over that? Because it's smoke and mirrors. There was another reason why you canceled it, and you're blaming it on this.
Industry insiders told the Daily Mail that there will not be a cinematic celebration for Snow White in the UK ahead of its theatrical release, as Disney has opted to keep it low-key by only scheduling a few press events for the upcoming movie. They're probably afraid she's going to say something stupid.
Well, that or how expensive is it to have all these premieres? And they're already going to lose money, and they're already massively in the hole on this. So maybe they're trying to cut some of the costs wherever they can.
Well, according to the Daily Mail, they're saying that they're anticipating anti-woke backlash, and they've reduced the media schedule. And they said they've taken the highly unusual step not to host a London premiere for the film and are minimizing the amount of press questions that she gets. Rachel Zegler.
Okay, wait. They answered the question. They're minimizing the amount of press questions that she gets. They don't trust Rachel Zegler to open her mouth. They know she's going to say something stupid.
Wow.
That's what's going on. Okay, so there's our answer. They're not doing it, or at least for the press, because they're afraid what Zegler's going to say.
This kind of reminds
Put
me
a
of the
muzzle
Flash.
on her.
This kind of reminds you of the Flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ezra Miller, you don't know what Ezra Miller's going to say, so you have, because I remember when they had the Flash premiere, he basically went up, said hi for about 30 seconds, didn't take any questions, and then they ran the movie.
Right. They're probably trying to keep her mouth shut because they're working overtime to undo all the damage that she's done.
Snow White has already faced its share of controversies, which started right back when Zegler was announced in the role. And they said, why'd you cast a Latina actress? Zegler garnered a backlash for comments she made about the original animated movie. That was the one that pissed me off. Describing the story as dated and the character of the prince as a stalker.
She did.
The changes between the source material and the remake upset a lot of people, including David Hand, son of the original director, who publicly denounced the project, noting that it's making up new woke things. Yeah, he said both Walt Disney and his father are turning in their graves.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like they also alluded to the fact that she's going to be leading a rebellion, and the fairest of them all now means who's the most just and fair, not who's the prettiest, even though in the trailer it seems like it's prettiest again. I think they've walked back some of the things or changed it after the backlash, but the way Zegler was spinning it was that there wasn't going to be romance and all other stuff, but the trailer seems to indicate there is. I'm sure they went back and redid it because people got mad about it.
I'm hoping okay, so the way the trailer looked, and the trailer got a bunch of dislikes, right? Like it got
over 1 million.
But they actually went out of their way to show you familiar scenes from the animated movie. I would love it if those scenes are the only things that resemble the original Snow White, and it's such a fucking batshit disaster. Like she's rolling around in a tank, and like
that's not gonna happen.
And the prince is like gay for dopey, and
that would be a much better movie, but that's not gonna happen.
The evil queen turns in to a freaking ogre or something, picks up a dwarf and just like rips the fucker in half, and there's like dwarf guts, but it's candy. Like you rip a dwarf in half and it's like candy, just like a freaking piñata, like a birthday party. That would be amazing. I would watch the
You should
shit
make this
out of that.
movie. You should make this movie.
The shit out of
it'd
that
probably
movie.
do better than this one will. But they're like, it doesn't mean anything that people don't like the trailer because The Little Mermaid also had over 1 million dislikes, but it didn't stop it from landing $117.5 million Memorial Day opening. That's over the course of several days at the box office. However, that film, I think at the end, by the time it was done, it maybe made like a few $1 million. It did 50 million or something like that. It didn't make a whole lot. It did not make a whole lot compared to what it cost and everything else. And it was barely above break even.
Yeah, it's like.
People hate this one more.
I mean, the fact they're not even having a premiere in London is crazy. I think they're
case building.
They're case building, yeah. And that's gonna be like bigots. It could have made more money, but the bigots, the alt-right destroyed this movie.
No, the people behind this movie destroyed this movie. Mostly Rachel Zegler.
Rachel Zegler destroyed this movie. Rachel Zegler running at the mouth and treating everything like TikTok, basically. I mean, she's like, somebody needed to rein her in. Now they're trying to do damage control with her. Now she's like out there like, well, I understand. I forgive you. You're just passionate.
We don't forgive you. You were a bitch.
They're just like, yeah, they're giving her the Ezra Miller treatment, right?
It makes me mad. I mean, like they're already trying to blame it on the fans, which we're going to tell you right now, Disney. If media outlets are doing this, you might want to stop them immediately, and you might not want to take that stance as well, because if you blame it on the audience, it is not going to go well for you. It is not going to go well for you, especially now, especially in 2025. It is not going to go well for you. So you should just own your mistakes, admit that Zegler tanked your damn movie, and then your ugly dwarfs, because you wouldn't hire actual actors with dwarfism, tanked your movie, and, take a lesson that maybe we should stop making these live action remakes that nobody wants and go on to other things.
So these are the comments on an article on MSN, and MSN tends to lean a little more left, right? Mm-hmm. This person said, first, I'll point out to Tori Brazier, is that the author of the article, that there's a spelling error in this article. It's Latina, not X.
Oh, they did the Tinkerbell?
Latinx, yeah. Second, if they want cultural representative storytelling, use original stories based from culture. Moana is a great example.
Yeah, they keep trying trying to do this. They keep saying like, okay, like with Little Mermaid, they said, well, it's not, race swapping is anything cultural because a mermaid can be any color. But if you would try to swap, like when they tried to cast actors in Lilo and Stitch that weren't as dark as people thought they should be, even though they were from that culture, they were having a hissy fit about like, how dare you, because you're whitewashing the characters. And they try to argue culture, like you can't change a character like Moana, which obviously you can't because it's very culturally based, but you could change these other characters. But that's not that. Their logic is stupid and it's flawed.
Yeah, they're getting their asses kicked.
Good. What else people say? I'd love to hear it.
Let's see here. This person said, judging by the previews, the casting of Zegler is one of the best things about the movie. She manages to look and capture the essence of the character. Story-wise, it looks like a mess.
No,
I like
you're wrong about Zegler too. I like your sarcasm. Well done.
Oh my God. They're gonna blame YouTubers again. They are. They're gonna blame because here they got the Critical Drinker. The Critical Drinker's review best sums up this movie and its agenda up. Was there a review? I don't even think it's out yet. You can't mess with the original story. I thought everybody loves far left Hollywood virtue signaling. Isn't that what the modern audience is?
No.
I
can tell you, I'm on, like I said this before, I'm on many, many Disney groups, and a lot of them are very pro-Disney, and they're ridiculous. If you say anything of dissent, they descend upon you and kick your ass. Even those people are like, yeah, no. I mean, some of them are excited because you always have your people that are going to love no matter what, because it's just like it's their sniff of Disney fart that they have to have. But most people
wish upon a fart.
Well, I'm just saying, they'll sniff their head so far up Mickey. Their head so far at Mickey's rear end that it's ridiculous. But a lot of people are on there and they're like, this looks awful. Like the dwarves, especially. If nothing else got them, the dwarves. They're like, they look creepy as heck.
The weird thing is this one is going to come and go. And even if it does okay at the box office, these movies are so damn forgettable. Like I have to be reminded, like, oh yeah, they had a live action Cinderella, didn't they? I forgot all about that. It's like, it was very weird. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Maleficent. Yeah, they had a sequel to Maleficent, and I forgot all about that too. How do you make another Maleficent? I don't know.
Oh, here's the comments that she made that caused trouble. In different interviews, first one she said about being weird and the stalker, which you mentioned. And then at a Variety interview, she said that she's not dreaming about true love anymore, rather about becoming the leader she knows she could be and the leader her late father told her she could be. If she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. What's fair? How fair, like fair. And so she basically said they were going to do something different. And I got a strong feeling that they changed a lot of the stuff after she said this.
I think they are. I mean, I could be completely wrong about this, but my hunch is telling me that there are significant changes. You're just not going to see those changes in the trailer because they're beating that nostalgia drum. Even the last trailer where they were showing clips of the original movie. And they do it with every one of these live action adaptations. They can't help it. I understand you have to make some changes to make it work in live action, maybe, or you don't want it to be the exact same movie. But sometimes there's just very obvious attempts at retconning anything that was considered problematic. That was like Beauty and the Beast. Like we had to make sure that Belle had more agency because
yes,
problematic that she didn't have enough agency, so they make her more of an action hero. And it's like, okay, whatever. They're totally gonna do it. She's gonna drive a fucking tank.
No, she's not gonna drive a
Gal
tank.
Gadot's gonna eat a fucking dwarf.
I doubt that. But
I want to see that. Just like pick him up. Like, okay, Grumpy. You want to know who's Grumpy? Me, bitch.
Yeah, I'm just too busy being distracted by her dress because I just want to grab it and pull it up and put it where it belongs.
Mom says, hide your titties.
Yeah, it's gonna fall. This is gonna fall off of her. I don't know. They said about the magical creatures. They were reimagining as magical creatures. They were gonna be portrayed by live actors. It's been all over the place. They caught on fire. At this point in time, they should have just put on Disney Plus. But they probably feel like we should gotta get something back for this.
Well, that's like we were talking about the other day, where they're canceling Disney Plus shows because they're like, we're not making any return on this shit. Like the Tiana show, which is awkward because apparently that tied into the ride. I guess I don't know, but then they're not doing animation for Disney Plus anymore. But I think they're gonna look at this because they did that with Pinocchio. It was so bad it went to Disney Plus. It wasn't because of the pandemic. I think it was actually before the pandemic.
Well, they did that with the new Peter Pan too.
Oh, I forgot. God, that was another one. I forgot that existed.
Yeah.
I forgot there wasn't. And that was another one where they made Wendy the hero.
Yeah.
Peter Pan. But I totally forgot that existed. I totally forgot Lady and the Tramp. They had that one. That was a Disney Plus one too. Like nobody cares. So yeah, I think under normal circumstances, they probably would have just dumped this on Disney Plus, but their mandate going forward now is stick it in the theater and try to make as much money back as you possibly can.
Yeah, so they're hoping to probably get somewhat break even.
Even if it's a flop, even if it's a massive failure, a few $1 million in the hand. I mean, they can't unmake the movie. They can't, I mean, I'm sure if Iger had it his way, he'd go back in time and be like, no, don't stop. Don't make that movie. It's not going to do well. Don't make these decisions. And for God's sake, gag that girl, because she's going to do so much damage, but they can't undo it. So now they just have to minimize the damage.
I think I think that's why they're not letting her do the press stuff, is because they're afraid what she's going to say. Yeah, she basically wished no peace to Trump voters, was promoting Palestine. Gal Gadot's Israeli.
Yeah, I'm sure Gal Gadot was a class act on set. She seems like a classy woman, right? She seems like she really has the whole, like, man, if you're going to keep anybody from the DCEU, keep her as Wonder Woman, because she's got it down.
She has it down. Yeah, I can't see anybody else playing Wonder Woman like she can.
But yeah, I mean, she's getting the Ezra Miller treatment. They're definitely trying to keep her. Like, will they do a U.S. premiere? I don't know if they're doing a U.S. premiere. They do U.S. premieres anymore. It seems like they always do them overseas.
No, they do U.S. premieres, but I don't know if they were planning on just doing it in the U.K. and not in the U.S. because they aren't saying they're canceling the U.S. I don't know. It's probably I think it's a combination of expense, and they don't know what she's going to say.
I think it's funny though, because I'm like, in the U.K. of all places, and I'm like,
that's why I know it's a BSR. It's a BS, smoke screen.
Right. I'm like, did you expect like a full on like Nazi rally, white supremacist rally?
You're gonna throw tomatoes at her? I mean,
boo. Yeah, you're not allowed to even politely disagree with people over there if it's the wrong opinion. In the UK, I'm like, what, are you afraid somebody's gonna show up with a YouTuber shirt or something? Like, oh, those nasty YouTubers,
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
You'd be arrested for that.
All I see is smoke screen, and they're already trying to pivot to point the blame. And that doesn't mean Disney said it was because anti-woke. That's what that article said. Doesn't mean that's what Disney said.
No,
the insider said. That's what they're running with. So they're already going to cause more damage. They're already going to cause more damage.
We seriously, guys, you don't understand. They were scheming and plotting a literal takeover. They were going to do an insurrection over Snow White, and we stopped it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they were the anti-woke people. Were there. And I'm like, well, maybe if you're lucky, they'll throw eggs and you can catch them, and then you can save yourself some money.
I know, right?
I'm just like, this is stupid. This to me just sounds like one giant, excuse. And
yeah, it is. It is.
If they were told it was anti-woke, Disney, if you're smart, and I know you listen to these videos, if you're smart, you will put the kibosh on that immediately, because if you let these people attack your audience, what audience you have potentially left aren't going to come either.
Yeah, I think they're by now they would have an idea of what the projections are for it, because we're only a couple of weeks out, and I think they're kind of like, yeah, why fucking waste the money? And the more she says, like, there's going to be 40 YouTube videos about any stupid thing she says. So
she doesn't stop saying stupid things. She just keeps shooting her mouth off. Now, I get early on she was excited. That might be why at D23 she made the stupid comment she made. But like, now she should know better, because I'm sure she's been told repeatedly, and she just keeps going on doing it. And then it's like, I forgive you. It's like, we don't care if you forgive us. We don't forgive you, and people aren't going to go to your movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all Hollywood. That's all PR spin. That's probably her going out and finding a publicist to try to do some damage control. But like, I can almost guarantee, because every rule, right? I always tell people, like, every ridiculous rule you see in a contract is the result of somebody doing something really fucking stupid. We've gotten leases and stuff before where we had a commercial lease we had to sign one time where it said no riding a bicycle inside the office. I'm like,
yes.
Why the hell would I ride a bicycle? He's like, oh, it happened. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I just won't do that. I can almost guarantee you there's going to be like a Zegler clause in Disney's contracts going forward. Like, you will shut up and not say anything unless we tell you it's okay to say something.
Well, they need that clause on some of the MCU actors that are out there making stuff like Mark Ruffalo and stuff, or, if they use Mark Hamill again, they need to put that clause on them too, because they're actually, and Pedro Pascal and the company, they're actually going to maybe get, and Zegler's behavior might give Gina Carano the win. because of the way they behaved and they weren't punished.
Uneven treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good luck. I mean, I don't give a shit. Again, there's going to be so much drama about this movie. It's going to come and go like a fart in the wind. And people are going to be like, oh, yeah, there was a Snow White movie. I forgot all about that. Oh, yeah, there were like 5,000 YouTube videos.
Well, there's a bunch of other Snow White movies that are probably better. So.
Yeah, they are. Go watch bootleg Snow White. It's yeah.
Well, I was going to say there's other live action Snow White. So I'm sure some of those are better.
Yeah. So let's wrap this one up. God, I can't believe we got 20 minutes out of this. Wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.